welcome to the show. We want to welcome you to the ParkTalk podcast. I am one of your hosts, Diane.
And I'm Bill, and there's a lot going on we've got to tell you guys about tonight.
Yes, it's been a very exciting week and weekend. So the thing that I think is exciting us the most is the Star Wars celebration is going on this weekend in Anaheim, California. And we have been watching it, we've been watching the live feed, right, over the computer. They've been televising some of the sessions, and we've also been following the Twitter and the Facebook of a lot of our friends. I'd especially like to shout out Melanie and Steph from Mouseward Bound. They are awesome. They've been giving us a lot of good information and pictures. They had an awesome one with Mark Hamill. I am so jealous. I can't even tell you. They got to meet him and take a picture with Mark Hamill.
I know, it was amazing. And then there's also, they had a great photo op. They were able to take a picture in a recreation of the Millennium Falcon by the holographic chess set, and that was just a great picture. So check them out on Instagram and Twitter.
Yes.
And again, they're at Mouseward Bound and Mouseward Bound 2.
Yes, I would kill just to be in that picture, with the Millennium Falcon.
I know.
That had to be one of the most awesome feelings to just be in there and have that done. I just can't even tell you, as a Star Wars fan, I would love to walk onto the Millennium Falcon. Even if it's a prop or just a piece of it, the way they do it in the movie, you think it's the whole thing, but it's just it's just a small piece that they've created, and it's just amazing that. So definitely there's a lot going on. There's been a few things revealed, and the new trailer was revealed on Friday. We were watching the session with J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy, and at the end of their spiel, they did let us see a new trailer, which kind of revealed, we got to see Han Solo and Chewie and at the end and hear them speak, and just, oh my God, that just was like chills, right?
Yep, and it was narrated by Mark Hamill.
Right, so we see a lot in there, and we've been analyzing it as Star Wars fans around the world have, and we got to see Darth Vader's helmet, like, all burnt up.
I think that was from the funeral pyre at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Right. So there's going to be, I'm thinking they didn't pull that out for no reason. There's going to be something to do with him. I'm not saying they're resurrecting him, although that would be very cool.
It would.
That would be great and cool. But, they put that in there for a reason, so we're going to have to wait and see. But it looks like Luke's hand on R2 with the metal, the
with
metal
his
hand.
Cybernetic hand, yeah.
Right. And he's handing someone's handing Leia a lightsaber.
We're assuming that's Leia,
right,
but I'd be very surprised if it's not.
Right. And then he's talking to someone else about them having the Force and it being strong in their family. So, of course, we think it's Han and Leia's children, at least one of their children, because if you follow the books over the years, they had 3 children, correct?
Yes, Jason, Jaina, and Anakin, which they've already said that's no longer canon, so it went out the window, so who knows who it is, but we can't wait to find out.
Right, we gotta wait till December, which is going to seem like an eternity, right?
If not longer.
I know, I'm so excited. But we did get to see a lot of cool stuff in the trailer, and, it kind of looks like we saw what the remnants of a destroyed Star Destroyer.
I think I was enough of a geek to analyze it. I paused the picture when you see the Millennium Falcon flying into that Star Destroyer. I'm pretty sure that's one of the Super Star Destroyers, like the Executor.
Executor that you see in, The Empire Strikes Back?
It is Empire Strikes Back, and then I think we see it again in Return of the Jedi, because the Super Star Destroyer crashes into the second Death Star.
Right, but remember, there's so much that takes place on the Star Destroyers in Empire. I mean, so much is filmed there. Darth Vader's walking on it. The bounty hunters are on there.
You lose a lot of admirals.
You do lose a lot of, admirals and actually all kinds of Empire personnel there. He kills a few people that don't listen and do what he wants. So a lot takes place on those Star Destroyers.
I'm positive that that's a Super Star Destroyer that you see the Millennium Falcon flying into, being chased by the TIE Fighter in the trailer.
Right, and we did find out from J.J. Abrams that it is not Tatooine, which is the desert planet that we saw in Star Wars, that Luke is from, of course. That's not it in the trailer. It's called a place called Jakku. Am I saying that right?
Jakku? Who knows? It's Jukko. O.
Yes, when I tweeted it out on Friday, I spelled it 2 different ways. I was trying to copy what some other people... Everybody was trying to figure out the spelling. So it's a very interesting spelling, I'm sure, and sounds like a very interesting place. So I can't wait to see what the relevance is of Jakku. I mean, it looks like Tatooine.
It does.
It really does. And there's a lot that fell there. So, like, how did those Star Destroyers...
Yeah, there's a Star Destroyer in the sand. You see the wreckage of an X-Wing in the sand.
So another battle must have taken place, or a battle in between movies took place. I mean, I'm sure we're going to be going back in time a little bit, because he's got to do some backstory to explain. I mean, this is decades after.
There is going to be a series of books coming out.
Right.
Between this summer and December that is supposed to fill in a lot of the gaps. But yes, I'm sure that the movie will do a little bit of backtracking for those, unlike myself, who don't read all of them.
I have not read the books, so I look forward to doing that, because I've only read the first 3, actually. I've read Star Wars, Empire, and Jedi when those books came out in the 80s. So
I know. You
still have them, too.
You have never stepped into the expanded universe.
No, I really haven't. But this trailer, I think, even better than the first trailer, it really was. We got to hear 2 of the main characters' voices. I mean, we didn't see Luke, but we heard him. We saw Han.
And Chewbacca.
So it was very exciting. I loved seeing Han Solo. He looks exactly the same, a little bit of gray hair there, but he looked and sounded just like he did, playing Han Solo all those years ago.
He definitely looked like Han Solo 30 years older.
Right, and I can't wait to see this movie, because I can't wait to see how they develop the 3 main characters in their relationships, like what happened to Han and Leia. Did they get married? I can't wait to see how they develop that. And I'm just very excited about this movie, and I thought the trailer was great, and I hope that they tell more.
I know. I can't wait, and I'm sure we'll see a lot during the summer.
Yes, I'm sure we will. When we go to D23 in August, I'm really hoping that there will be maybe some...
I hope they have a reveal as big as that trailer at D23.
Me too, and I hope some of the main characters will be there at D23. That's what I'm hoping.
I'm really hoping, and I'm almost positive that they'll have some of the main characters there for D23.
So are you willing to bet on that?
I am, because that's Disney's huge shindig.
Yes.
And I really doubt that they would let Star Wars Celebration completely upscale them.
I know. I agree, and I think that they will try to get as much publicity out of D23 for this movie as possible, so they need some of those actors there.
Yes.
Whether it's the 3 new ones that we saw on Friday on our live stream, like we know their character names, we don't know who they are relevant to the movie. I'm betting that girl is, I can't remember her name, I'm betting that girl might be one of their daughters.
You never know.
Han and Leia's daughters, that's what I'm betting. That's what this Star Wars fan is saying, because they put a lot of emphasis on her, so I'm thinking that she is going to be an important character going forward. She sounded important going forward, and I'm hoping. I mean, that would be like a dream for me. I like to know that they had children and they're continuing the rebel cause.
I'm sure, and I'm definitely thinking that she's going to be one of the main... Well, we know she's going to be a main character. I would not be surprised to find out that she's a Skywalker / Solo.
Yes, that would be very cool. So, yes, I know. I'm just so excited about this movie, and I want to see it now. I just can't wait till December. December's like an infinity right now. It's just ridiculous. I want to see this movie right now, and I hope that they do reveal a lot at D23 and they promote the heck out of it, and they bring props in from the movie like they did with Tomorrowland and Frozen when they were, 2 years ago talking about these movies that we just recently,
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that they do that. I'm sure they will, so...
I'm pretty sure they will, and they also announced that the standalone movies are going to be called anthologies.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is going to be Rogue One.
Cool.
And it is going to take place between episodes 3 and 4, and it will be about Rogue Squadron trying to steal the Death Star plans.
We have been waiting so long for these events to come about. I am so glad that they have come out with so many different Star Wars movies, TV shows, books, everything. I'm so glad that they're doing that again because we love Star Wars Rebels.
We do. We love Rebels.
We love Rebels, and we're looking forward to the movie. We're looking forward to 7, 8, and 9, all of them.
Absolutely.
And now Rogue One, which is really cool. I'm glad they're doing a lot with this Star Wars universe because it's been a long time coming. We've been waiting so long. And
well, Disney paid a lot of money for Lucasfilm. They're not going to leave it sitting on the shelf.
That much is certain. They did pay a lot of money, and I'm glad they're doing something with it because, it sat there for so long, nothing. I mean, those, movies 1, 2, and 3 were not my favorite. So I'm kind of glad, and I've got a lot hoping for 7, 8, and 9.
Well, from the trailer, I'm really, really very confident that it's going to deliver, and it looks like J.J. Abrams did an amazing job.
He is amazing. Everything that guy touches is gold. Everything. I hate that the Star Trek universe lost out, but
I think he'll be going back.
You think he's going to go back and do that one too?
I think so.
Continue? Well, that'll be interesting. Boy, he's one busy of a bee, isn't he?
At the very least, it'll be produced by Bad Robot, and JJ will have a heavy hand in choosing the new director, I believe.
Right.
But he's already said he's only directing episode 7.
Oh, he is? Okay, I must have forgotten that or missed that, but
I forgot. I think they've named the director for 8. But I'm not positive,
not
so
sure.
I'm gonna leave that sitting right there. But I believe he said he was only directing episode 7.
Well, it's got to be one of the most humongous undertakings in the world to take on the Star Wars universe, and especially everyone has been waiting and seeing if they were even going to do an episode 7 movie. And
I mean, you're absolutely right.
It's got to be the pressure to do it, and he talked a lot about that in the interview. So, and then just trying to keep this whole thing a secret and not having it leaked out, and just the pressure. Can you imagine of trying to keep this whole story a secret?
And he even said he knows he's not going to please everyone, but if he let episode 7 bomb, he would be the most hated man on Earth, and he doesn't want that.
I agree. He would be the most hated man on Earth.
I hate him.
And you really have to take that on. I mean, I don't know. That's such a huge responsibility. But you know what? He's brilliant, so I had no doubt that he was going to take this universe, study it, analyze it, talk to George Lucas and everybody else involved. I know they said they talked to a bunch of Disney execs. They talked to Imagineers. He talked to everybody. He told us all the work and effort they put into making the Star Wars movie and how they totally dedicated to all the fans and how much we all love Star Wars kind of overwhelmed him and Kathleen Kennedy. The amount of, how much love and dedication that Star Wars fans put into being a Star Wars fan. And then he bought them all pizza, remember? They were sitting on the line. That was so
awesome. All the people that were lined up overnight, JJ bought them all pizza.
That's amazing. There must have been, hundreds, thousands of people
I'm
out
sure
there?
There were
that convention hall, we've been to it. It's humongous.
Yeah. At D23, there were people lined up the night before.
Yeah, the night before, they line up for days if they have to.
I mean, I love Disney. I love D23. I also love sleep. I'll get up at the crack of dawn. I will be out there by 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning.
You're no partier.
I'm not sleeping out there.
We got to get out there and be with the rest of the people. They'll keep us awake. And the pizza for breakfast.
I don't know I don't know. Do you think Bob Iger will buy us pizza?
Yeah, maybe. No, probably not. It's a good fantasy in Fantasyland, isn't it? So maybe we could hope. But, all right, so the next Star Wars celebration, we wait outside and maybe, JJ will get us the pizza again.
I'm hoping it'll be in Orlando next. It was in Germany. It was in Anaheim. We missed it because we were moving to Orlando when the last one was in
2012,
yep. The last tour to Endor.
Well, we will never miss it again.
No.
And I hope they do bring it back to Orlando. That would be so awesome.
It would be extremely convenient.
So anything else you want to tell them? Do we talk about we caught everything that we were going to...
I think we covered everything. I mean, considering we sadly were not at Star Wars Celebration,
but
I think we've covered everything we can.
I think with today's technology and the fact that they knew not everybody could be there, they allowed it to be live streamed. So I thought that was absolutely awesome. We did get to see Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Anthony Daniels, Peter Mayhew all come out onto the stage with the new actors. And I just thought that was great. They all look pretty good.
Yep. And one of the closing sessions today, Billy D. Williams was at.
Right. So, it was great that they all were there and were able to participate in the, in the live streaming of this celebration.
Amazing.
It was amazing
so
to see
cool.
all of them, because sometimes people don't, from like old movies, old TV shows, the cast does not want to get together. They don't want to do anything. So I think it's awesome that they're still interested in doing these movies, and they still love to do them. They've probably been waiting for 7, 8, and 9.
You're right.
So Harrison Ford was not there. Obviously, he is still recovering from his plane crash landing, we should say. And we're so glad that he is okay, because when I heard that his plane crashed, I was scared for him. I mean, he's 70 years old now, but they said he's such an amazing pilot.
And like Kathleen Kennedy said, who else but Harrison Ford could crash a plane into a golf course directly in front of 2 doctors?
I know. He is one lucky guy. He really is. So we were disappointed that he was not able to be there, and we could see him too, but we're glad that he is okay and recovering. So maybe we might have hope for D23. Maybe he would be there, because they said he was dying to come to Anaheim to the convention.
All right.
And he was not able to do it.
Fine.
So he wants to be there.
I'm saying it now.
Uh-oh. What are you saying?
I will spend the night out front.
Okay,
if they confirm Harrison Ford will be there, I will spend the night out front.
All right, you're out in front, holding our spots. I'm in the hotel sleeping. I'll meet you. We'll switch on and off.
You see how quick she abandoned me?
I'll throw you under the bus. I'm not staying out there all night. Well, I might.
Bring me a bagel.
Yeah, coffee and bagels maybe might do it, but then I'm looking for the pizza too. So,
All right.
But Harrison Ford, so I couldn't even imagine meeting him. I'd be like,
you'd be speechless.
I'd
it would be
speechless.
awesome.
I'd just be standing there just like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to act. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it'll be like when you met Bob Gurr.
Yeah.
You were like, your mouth was just working up and down, and finally you just went, hiya.
All right, there's no reason to tell this story. Okay, when I see famous people, I get crazy and I can't talk, and I'm like, wow, you've done some really great things in your life. You really have. And it's amazing just to be talking to you. And they don't realize how awesome they are, I guess. Maybe they do, but they don't kind of let on if they're cool. And yes, okay, well, moving on.
All right, so all of this talk of Star Wars actually brings us to the next thing we have in news.
Yes, we want to tell you about something very exciting that happened a short time ago. We were invited to the first ever Disney Cruise Line meetup. And we go to a few meetups a year, presented by the Disney Parks blog here in Orlando. And they had a cruise meetup because Disney Cruise has some very exciting events coming up, 3 to be specifics, 1 surrounding
Star Wars Day at Sea.
Number 2,
Freezing the Night Away.
Right, our Frozen themed event. And number 3
is Tangled, the musical.
Yes. So we want to tell you a bit about each one of them. We want to tell you a little bit about the meetup. So we got to the meetup. It was at the boardwalk here at Walt Disney World in the Atlantic Dance Hall, which if you've stayed at the boardwalk, or maybe you haven't, if you've been to the boardwalk just to walk around, and that's one thing, if you guys don't know this, you are free to come to the resorts, look around, walk around. There's plenty of food and drink. They want you to come and spend your money. You park at the boardwalk. They even have supplemental parking, and there's the ESPN club down there. And there's a dance hall, and it's called the Atlantic Dance Hall. Now, that is only for adults because I think it opens around 8 and it stays open till 2, and they serve alcohol in there, and they have a big dance floor. So it's a pretty big building that Disney likes to do meetups in. We've been to one there before, and it's really cool. So they have a stage area as well, and you get to see a lot of interesting things in there because they can entertain with food and drink, and it's a great environment.
It really
is.
It
holds a bunch.
It holds a lot of people. It's got a second floor. It's a great venue. And I love that Disney uses it for these meetups.
Right. So do you want to tell them a little bit about the meetup before we tell them about the 3 things that they told us about?
Yes. The meetup, as Diane said, we started out there at 9 o'clock in the morning. And one of my new favorite Disney characters was the unofficial hostess.
Yes, she was funny.
For the meetup. And that is Mitzi Glamour, the cruise director for the Disney Cruise Line.
Now, did she have like a Donald Duck outfit on, but it was
She
sparkles
had a
and
it looked like a bedazzled
yes,
Donald Duck costume.
Yes, it did.
It was fantastic.
But even so, it was not even... It was a costume, but it was like she had a shirt on that was bedazzled like Donald Duck's sailor top.
Yes.
And she had these white pants on. So she looked just like Donald Duck would look as a person with an outfit on, I suppose.
She was amazing.
And
I loved her.
She was ditzy and dumb, but funny. I mean, this was her whole act. She was a great actress playing this part, and she kidnaps the
actual cruise director,
and ties him up so she can come out and run the whole meetup.
Yes.
So he's behind the stage all tied up, and then they wheel his chair out, they push his chair out, and he's tied up, and she releases him. And that's kind of how the meetup started. It was really, really funny. So he goes through telling us the 3 events that we're going to see previews of at the meetup and meet some of the creator and directors from each one of the shows that will be participating in the cruise ship. So really, really exciting stuff. And if you've never been on a Disney cruise, it is a lot of fun. If you're a Disney fan like we are, we have been on the Disney Magic and we just loved it, loved it, loved it. The food was great. The service was great. The cast members are awesome. And, you know, it's just one of the most family fun experiences. I know going to the parks is a great vacation. I think this might be even a little bit better because there's no rides to run to. There's no getting up at rope drop. It's casual. It's fun. You swim. You can go on some of the excursions when they dock at the ports, or you can stay on the boat and never leave, which is really, really cool. It is total relaxation. Now, I love going on a Walt Disney World / Disneyland vacation, but we've always said that. Sometimes we came home, we were more tired than when we started because you go from early morning to late at night and you're running. And that's why I say you probably need a cruise like every year to balance out that trip.
I agree, and I would love another one. We've been on one cruise. I cannot wait for our next, and it was the most relaxing thing in the world.
Right. I absolutely loved it. So let me give you a few details. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think the only people who would not love a Disney cruise is if you're looking for gambling and you are a big fan of cruises for the casino, Disney cruise, not for you.
Right. There are those that do like to gamble and...
Hey, I like to gamble, but it would not be a deciding factor for me not going on a Disney cruise because it offers so much. I mean, they were telling us about just the construction of the stage for the theater on the ships. It's actually bigger than a Broadway stage and more advanced.
We have seen it, and it's huge. It was a huge auditorium. Yeah. It was like, and you're wondering, oh my gosh, we're on a boat. You don't even feel like you're on a cruise ship or a boat,
no,
really.
Don't.
You feel like you might be down in New York City at one of the shows.
A really, really nice one.
And the theater is beautiful. I remember we walked in there, walked down the stairs, we got really close to the stage. It was like beautiful.
It was stunning. Absolutely
we went in there
stunning.
when they weren't acting and nothing was going on because we wanted to get a look at it when people weren't in there, which is really cool. When you're on the cruise ship, you can pretty much go wherever you want and do whatever you want. Nobody cares as long as you're not doing anything bad, of course. No funny business. And you can't go near the cast member quarters. That's all.
No, you can't get down to the cast member deck.
You can't get in there.
Obviously, you can't get onto the bridge. You can't get into any of the computer centers.
But you pretty much can go anywhere you want. You walk around, you get your exercise, and you just have fun. So it's really an amazing thing. Anyway, now that we've talked that up, let's talk about what they told us because that's really exciting. So I think the first one we saw was the Star Wars Day at Sea, which will be exclusive to the Disney Fantasy cruise ship. And they paraded out some stormtroopers at this. The
stormtroopers were fantastic.
Amazing. So it's going to be 8 select cruises starting in
January and going until April of 2016. The first one is actually on January 9th.
So exciting. I want to go to that so bad.
I know. And they're doing so many really, really cool things. There will be Star Wars events on the ship, which we did not get much information on, except to say that they said the dark side and the light side of the Force will be very well represented.
Yes, they said that there will be a very cool deck party based on the Star Wars saga. They're definitely doing meet and greets. They didn't say which characters, but they said there will be some of our favorites there. And then they're going to end it with fireworks, Star Wars fireworks, which I believe they will be using the John Williams.
They said they will be using the John Williams score. And if you've been to Star Wars weekends last year and you saw the incredible Symphony in the Skies, then you've got a good idea of what you will see on the fantasy.
That's just unbelievable. I think that's one of the most brilliant things they've come up with is this Star Wars Day at Sea.
Yep.
And we had seen previews of this too, little snippets of commercials, and it was barely anything.
Yeah. The video, the graphic that they showed was just incredible. It was an X-Wing flying over the fantasy. It just gave me chills. I can't wait.
It's awesome.
I'm going to find a way to go on one of these sailings.
So the show director that put together this Star Wars Day at Sea said that they worked very closely with Lucasfilm to make sure that everything was just right for this experience for guests. So that's really cool. So I'm expecting nothing but awesome Star Wars effects, character meet and greets. I'm hoping they're going to have Darth Vader walking down that, down.
He's looking for a new flagship.
I bet he is. And they looked at many sketches of, I'm assuming, from the movies and everything to make sure that this experience was right on. That would be cool. Darth Vader, stormtroopers coming on down the old plank there towards you. I would probably jump overboard, but
No, you wouldn't.
That's a whole, maybe in the pool then, the adult pool that they have there. I'll jump in there. But can you imagine if they got that and then, they'll have a Luke and Leia look alike and Han Solo look alike. They could do Chewbacca easy.
Oh, yeah.
And C-3PO and
they could just get
R2.
Gaston.
They could just get Gaston.
The guy that plays Gaston in Fantasyland, throw him in the Wookiee suit, you're there.
Are you saying because he's big, tall, and bulky?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right, I'm getting your mojo there. Okay, definitely. Anything else to say about that cruise? Do you remember anything else?
No, that really covered it. Just the guy said he was a lifelong Star Wars fan, like so many of us.
He was very excited about it. Remember him on the stage? He was like...
And he was
smiling ear to ear. He was so excited about this, telling us about this cruise.
He was like a kid in a candy shop.
He was. He really was. I mean, we all were. The applause for this was unreal. I mean, it was just...
It truly was.
Everybody's so excited about Star Wars right now. And, like I said, we've been waiting so long for so much Star Wars stuff to come around. The movies, the cruise. I mean, I'm glad Disney brought it and brought it back to life because it was kind of dying. I mean, there wasn't much going on with it.
It was definitely sitting on the shelf, collecting dust.
It was sitting on the shelf for too darn long. I mean, I want more and I want bigger and better. And I want a lot of music and I want movies and I want this cruise and all this fun stuff. So
absolutely.
All right, I'm excited. Can you tell?
We can.
Now, would you like to tell them about Frozen or the Tangled show? Which one do you want to tell them about? Because they're equally very exciting, I think.
I will talk about the Tangled show. I will let you take Frozen.
Okay, then you're on.
The Tangled stage show has been in production for over a year. They've actually begun rehearsals in Canada.
Right.
And they were so excited to tell us about this.
They were.
All of your favorite characters from Tangled will be there. Flynn and Rapunzel, of course.
Wait till you hear about Maximus.
Maximus will be there.
Yes, we had to hear some jokes about that one.
So we did hear some jokes about that. The cruise director was very nervous and cautious when he was being told that a full-size horse will be brought onto the ship.
He was not too thrilled, I don't think, but...
He wasn't, but then the show designer said that it will be a puppet.
Right.
But they said it is truly an amazing puppet. The guy who designed many of the puppets for The Lion King was involved, or actually designed the Maximus puppet.
And that's an amazing show. So if you've seen The Lion King on Broadway, those puppets, that whole production is one of the best plays I have ever seen in my life. The way that was done.
Absolutely. I could not agree more.
Amazing. Guys, go see The Lion King on Broadway if you come to New York.
Absolutely.
It is amazing.
So The show is going to be replacing the Villains show on the cruise ships. It will be on all 4 ships.
Right. And what did they say? The Villains might come back, or they said it was gone?
They said it was definitely being replaced by Tangled, but it could show up again at appropriate times. I'm guessing they're thinking around Halloween.
Right. Now, I think this is going to be one epic of a show, and I want to see this one too.
Oh, absolutely.
I think because they've put so much into this, and it's going to be just like a Broadway production. I mean, they've really said they've nailed that right down. They've rehearsed. They
said it's a little shorter because it is a 50-minute show, I believe.
It's
50 minutes to an hour.
Right.
So it's shorter than a full Broadway show. But they did show us a piece of art from Flynn and Rapunzel in a boat with the famous lanterns floating above them. And they said that those lanterns are going to come out over the audience.
That's going to be beautiful.
So I don't know how they're doing that. I'm assuming they're not really on fire.
I'm going to assume, yes, that would be bad for the boat.
It would be bad for the boat.
Yes.
So I'm sure it's some form of special effects wizardry from our friends at Imagineering.
Well, I'm glad they got to show us, some art stills from the production of this, because that is one of my most favorite scenes, when all those little lanterns come out and they're floating above them, and just
stunning.
Just seeing this still of them in the boat and them above, the lanterns above them, was just, in my imagination, I can picture how beautiful this is going to look, this beautiful stage production. So I love the fact also that we were told that they got Alan Menken and Glenn Slater to write 3 new songs for this Broadway play. Now, if you know Alan Menken, he's written the songs for Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid. I mean, he's been the chief writer and composer. We got to see him at D23. He was amazing to see and hear in person. He's a great piano player, as you know, and he's just an amazing guy. He's very down to earth. He doesn't realize how fabulous he is, or maybe he does. Again, he doesn't let on. And he was so happy to be doing 3 new songs for this particular Broadway production of Tangled on the Disney Cruise Line. So we got to see a little video of him talking about it and how they developed it, and we got to hear a little bit of the song? I don't know if we got to hear a little bit of a song.
I think a little bit was playing in the background, but they didn't actually call it out.
Right. So I'm just thrilled that they got him to do it. I think this is going to be off the chart.
When Disney does something, they do it right. They do. We all complain about how long things take at Walt Disney World. Like the Mine Train took almost 2 years.
Right. Yeah.
But it is flawless.
Right. I think it's the watching, the waiting of something that creates that agony. And when we didn't even know this was going on. That's the whole thing. We were just hearing about this now. Mm-hmm. We didn't even know they were doing this. So,
I know.
Or at least you and I did not know. Maybe other people knew, but we didn't know. So I'm so excited about this. Why don't you tell them when the first cruise is going out for those lucky people on it?
November 11th.
From Miami to the Bahamas. So that cruise line, I believe it's the Magic.
The Magic
I believe they
Wonder.
said it was the Magic. So for you lucky people, we're so excited for you. We love to hear more about it if you're on the cruise and any of the cruises. If you get to experience any of this, definitely we'd love to hear from you and get another person's point of view on this and just hear your experience and what you liked, what you didn't like, and definitely that would be awesome to hear.
It would. We'd love to hear from you guys. We always love to hear from you guys.
Yes. So that's very exciting. So that was Star Wars and Tangled that we heard about. Now, we heard third and never last, Frozen. So Frozen, is Disney's big powerhouse. More Frozen to come, of course, on the Disney Cruise Line. The show director was there. Her name was Denise Case. She is very excited about this new Frozen, Freezing the Night Away. So what's going to happen is Anna and Elsa and friends will be on the Disney Cruise Line this summer. And it's going to be on the Magic and the Wonder. It is going to be Anna's Chocolate Chase Scavenger Hunt will be one of the events on the boat. Oaken's Maple Swirl and Twirl, and a brand new deck party. So those are the 3 things that they're going to be doing on the Magic and the Wonder. And it's going to be an interactive, fun, very high energy, freezing the night away party, I should call it. It's like a production.
It is.
So it's going to be the interactive part. I'm sure they're going to pull the kids in. We're going to be dancing. We're going to be running around. We're going to be having fun. And yes, Frozen's always high energy, I think. Especially when you see Anna, we've seen her, at Hollywood Studios running around on stage, with the Frozen
Absolutely.
sing-along.
Yep.
She's always high energy.
Oh, she is.
She's always high energy.
She's had too much chocolate.
And the girl playing Elsa's like, just standing there almost frozen, but...
No pun intended?
Right, no pun intended there. So they'll be dancing, playing sing-alongs with all your favorite Frozen songs from the movie on the cruise,
yes.
On this party on the cruise.
And I believe on all of the ships, they are adding Anna and Elsa to Dreams, an Enchanted Classic.
Right, and I believe Olaf was included in that as well. They are calling it their Royal Tour. So they will be on all 4 boats, ships, the Magic, the Wonder, the Fantasy.
Absolutely.
And we're missing one.
The Dream.
The Dream, thank you. Okay, little brain freeze there.
Come on now.
I'm so sorry, yes. So we were very excited to also see some stills, some art stills, some pictures they're gonna have also on Castaway Cay a brand new place called Summertime Freeze, featuring Olaf's favorite blends. So this is gonna be a place where you can get some
slushies,
some frozen treats. So guests can get non-alcoholic frozen drinks.
I don't want that.
I know you don't. Well, there's a lot of kids running around, so the Frozen theme's mainly for kids.
I'll bring my own rum.
I know. You'll get the rum. Well, you can put it in the frozen drink, I'm sure.
That was my idea.
It would blend nicely.
That's the plan.
Keep that on the DL, will you?
I'll try.
So Olaf's Flurry Freeze was one of the drinks. And then they're going to have Sven's Carrot Delight, which sounds really delicious. You know how much he loves carrots.
He does.
So this is going to be, and it looked like a really cool place because they showed us the still, and it looked like just a walk-up little shack almost with a little kind of awning.
It looks like a super cool little shack.
And it was just the cutest little thing I've ever seen. It really was. And I think it's going to be great that they've added this to Castaway Cay because
definitely.
You really need as much, fun stuff as you can get. Sometimes it's really hot there. I know when we were there, it was really hot. So I think this is going to really hit the spot.
And that was in October.
I know. It was like really hot. So I think that the fact that they're focusing on Flurry Freeze, Olaf's Flurry Flee. I cannot say the 2 F's fast. Flurry Freeze. I won't say.
Very good.
Thank you. Hey, you stopped. I will be checking out the next time we take our cruise. I will be looking forward to the Summertime Freeze. So I'm so glad that that's coming along.
You know it.
And then Anna and Elsa and Olaf came out on stage to greet us and say hi and tell us how excited they were about being on the cruise and this new production, this new show, and all this really new Frozen stuff going on.
It was very, very cool.
So,
I always love seeing the characters. And actually, I forgot to mention that before that, Flynn Rider and Rapunzel came on stage.
Yes, they did. And he turned on the what?
He turned on the smolder and got Mitzi off the stage.
He is so good at the smolder. It took about maybe 2 or 3 seconds of smolder, and she was like fainting.
Yep.
So, and then Rapunzel was like, get out of here. And then they left the stage. They weren't on too long. But we did get to take pictures with them after the meetup, which was really cool.
We did. And the character that plays Flynn, the actor, cast member, was so good and funny. And he comes out and he goes, I got Rapunzel flowers. He goes, make sure you tell her I paid for them.
I love how great they are in character, the cast members. I mean, I know they rehearse and I know they get hired based on talent and I know they study the movies and all that and they really get into character. And I just love that. I think that makes the Disney experience
absolutely
so much more fun and exciting. And
it's like I said, when Disney does something, they do it right. And
that's what keeps us coming back.
It is really what keeps us coming back.
Now, they also mentioned one more thing that I almost forgot about. On the Disney Dream, they mentioned an animated classic, which will be with other Disney characters. So I think not only are Anna, Elsa, and Olaf adding to Disney's Dream, an animated classic, it's going to be with other characters. They mentioned this very briefly, and it's helping teach her about the powers of dreams.
Yes, that's an ongoing show.
Right. So they're going to be added to that show. which is really cool. I didn't know much about that show. So when I heard about this, I became, my ears perked right up. I was like, this is really cool. I love the fact that they teach about the power of dreams and follow your dreams. That's what
Absolutely.
Walt always had said and had done himself. And that's why we're here. And that's why we have this wonderful park to go to. Well, 2 wonderful parks to go to, not only here in the United States, but also around the world. And I think that's what keeps us coming back, week after week, month after month, just because dreams are always possible. It doesn't matter what they are. And I love that they're continuing this theme. I mean, I don't ever want to lose sight of that. That's a good thing. So
that's a great thing.
That is all the news about the cruise. Oh, I do want to tell you they did serve us desserts that were themed upon the 3 new events. And I'll briefly just tell you what those were. They were, for the Frozen, we got blue velvet cupcakes with little Olaf, he was on like a little sugar.
The confectioner sugar that they print onto. It was very, very cool.
They were delicious. Absolutely delicious. Awesome blue velvet cupcakes.
And there was a blue smoothie that was fantastic.
Yes, it had banana in it, which I don't really care for, so I didn't try that. So thank God you were there because I don't like that kind of stuff. But it looked good. It looked very nice. It looked good. Something you'd want to have. It was delicious.
Luckily we were there in the morning, so that was like my breakfast. It was delicious.
It was very good. So that's what's good about the meetups is they feed us a little bit of sugar and sometimes sweet treats, which is really good.
It's almost always sugar, which is always appreciated.
Yes. For Tangled, they had a coconut pineapple terracotta. So this one was very sweet. I thought I didn't care for it that much, honestly. It was okay. It was okay. What did you think? You're not a big sweets guy. He's not the big sweets guy.
I'm not.
It's me. So if I didn't like it, it was, I took 1 spoonful and I was like, okay, I'm done with this. I went back to the blue velvet cupcakes. Yeah.
She did.
Which were mini. They weren't giant cupcakes. They were mini.
No, but
you have to pace yourself, though.
You had a cupcake's worth.
2 of them is 1 cupcake. For the Star Wars, it was a chocolate peanut butter bar cake. So it looked like a brownie. That's what I thought it was. It had dark chocolate ganache on it, which was really, really good. Now, I loved this as well. Not a big fan of peanut butter with chocolate. That's not me. But I had to try it.
Now, on the other hand, I could live on peanut butter. And in college, I pretty much did.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really, really good. And
I like peanut butter. It's not that I don't like peanut butter, but I don't like them together. And I'm a big chocolate fan.
I know, and that's how come Reese's is second best.
I know.
But no, I love Reese's. I love chocolate. I love peanut butter. I loved this dessert.
Now, I like the dark side drink they gave with it.
Oh, that punch was good.
And it had like a little red lit lightsaber that looked like, it was like, how big was it?
It looked like a giant...
It was like a stirrer. Yeah, it was like a stirrer.
It was like a stirrer.
So it was a glowing red lightsaber sticking out of the dark side punch, which was very fruity. It tasted kind of like Hawaiian punch. There was no alcohol in anything. Definitely could have added something to that. It would have been perfect. But I really love the desserts, and I love that they valued us and were very appreciative that we were all there, ready to tell you guys about what's going on at Disney Cruise, and certainly feeding us desserts will be more enticing to do that.
That much is certain.
So we had a lot of good desserts, a lot of good info. It was like the best meetup. It really was.
So much fun. Oh, and the stormtroopers also took pictures.
Yes, so that was awesome.
Oh, I know. That's my new Twitter profile picture.
Yes, it is not my Twitter. I put that on something. I
think
forgot.
You put it on Facebook.
I did put it on Facebook. Okay. So yes, if you look me up on Facebook, you'll be able to see a lot of pictures from the meetup and also our ParkTalk page on Facebook as well. You'll see a lot of our pictures from all week.
So another thing that we've been doing lately, we've been doing a lot with the new Twitter app Periscope. If you guys haven't checked it out, you definitely should.
Yes.
It's so much fun and...
Everybody's doing it.
And we have been periscoping like maniacs all over Disney. Yes. Diane and I both periscoped Illuminations last night.
Yes. Periscope is a lot of fun, and I love the way technology just keeps improving on itself. It's a live feed. So when we're pulling it up on our phones, you're actually seeing what we're seeing, which is amazing. Like, I've watched other people's Periscopes from, like, even around the world. It's amazing what everybody is filming. So we're filming when we're going to the parks and we're just walking around. You get to see the people in front of us. You get to see all, like last night we were at Epcot, so you got to see the topiaries up close and in person, all the great flowers, the colors, the monorail going by. Just amazing stuff. So you're seeing that live. So we love bringing that to you. And some people don't talk during their Periscope, but I like to because
we do.
You can see the people who are following you. They can tell you how much they like it and how much they appreciate it, which we really do appreciate you guys tuning in. We love when you hit all the hearts and you say that you appreciate us doing it. We love sharing this info with you and this live feed. So people are asking questions. So I love interacting with our audience, and they're asking, you know, they're telling me it's 99 days to my next trip. I can't wait to get there. The place looks awesome. The flowers are beautiful. And I'm like, yes, exactly. You're even more excited because you're seeing how wonderful it is and how much fun it is. And you can be doing this too. You'll be down here in 99 days or a month or whenever your trip is. And we also give tips. Like if I'm walking around and I know you do this too, and something clicks, like when we were at the Magic Kingdom and I was periscoping over there, I had mentioned that we were at the hub, which is new, the new hubs in front of the Magic Kingdom, in front of Cinderella.
And you got a bunch of questions about the new hub.
So the hubs are brand new, and we went over there, we filmed it, and people were asking what they were like. Now, it's fake grass in there. I thought it was real. So that's number one, which is better for them because less bugs, no mowing, and it's better for allergies, which is great.
Yep.
So that's one thing. It looks real, so I let people know it is fake plastic grass. Now, here's my one problem with the hub. You can fast pass it. That's a good thing.
Yes.
And about 7 o'clock, I think, is when they kind of kick everybody out without a fast pass, because it's mainly fast pass only for the hub for the fireworks at night. So during the day, people are in there laying down, chilling, take it easy. You know, they're just resting, and they love that. Nobody says a word to you. No one cares.
No, it's great.
So it's a place to rest and relax and not be stepped on. Because, you know, people will sometimes sit anywhere, and I'm like stepping on them.
I know.
So I'm glad now they have like a cornered off place where you can go. Here's my one tip for the hub that we noticed when we were there for the fireworks night. Some adults like to put their children on top of their shoulders. I am short. We won't say how short, but I'm short.
She is. And
I could not see. So I'm in not the back, but I was on the grassy area, I'd say in the middle of the hub, and they were in front of me right where the fence is, you know, right where the iron fence is, the beginning of the hub.
Right.
I couldn't see, the castle. I couldn't see, they were in my point of view, and especially if you're sitting down, you couldn't even see the fireworks. So my advice, get in the front. As soon as they start getting close to the time, you know, getting close to 9 o'clock, 10, probably even sooner than that, maybe even a half an hour before, start getting close to the front. Because once the tall male adults get to the front and they're all in front of you and the kids are on their shoulders, you can't see a thing, and it's really bad. And some of the poles they've put in for the lighting for the shows are also blocking views. We noticed that too.
Well, this is one of the few times I disagree with Diane.
Okay, here we go.
I personally would not waste a fast pass on the fireworks viewing area in the hub. There are millions of fantastic places to watch the fireworks.
That is true.
I would use that fast pass that you were going to waste on the fireworks. Use that bad boy on Space Mountain. You'll be glad you did.
I'm sure you would. But most of the people who are visiting here want to see these fireworks, and they think the hub, they're so close. And really, if you're in front of the hub and you're right in front of the castle, you're even closer. But again, if tall people are in front of you, which this has happened to us many times, you can't see. Especially if you're taking pictures or video of the event and you're short, you can't see, you can't get a good angle.
Right.
So yes, I probably would never waste a fast pass on that again. I agree with you. I would use it on the rides, definitely. But as a one-time thing, you're not getting in there without a fast pass.
No, but I mean, between, like you said, the fathers that put their kids, I mean, I'm 6 feet tall. When I used to put Liam on my shoulders, we were a good 8.5 feet tall.
Exactly. And imagine being 5 feet tall, and now you have a 6-foot person, then a kid on top of that. So how tall are you now?
About 8 feet.
Yeah, you're huge, and you are really blocking, the fireworks coming up from behind the castle, and the projection they do on the castle, the 15, 20 minutes beforehand, you're not seeing that at all. Forget it, unless you move around and you're, kind of getting convenient place. But what I liked was...
But then they also have the lighting and the tech poles.
Yes, there's a lot of them now. Yes.
That'll even if you are videotaping it, that'll mess up your video.
Right.
So I say I love the hub during the day, but for the Festival of Fantasy Parade and for Wishes, I'm not going to bother. There's other places to stand and not waste a fast pass.
Right. And it was tremendously crowded in there as well. They, I think, had too many fast passers in there. And I don't know why they did that, because you would think a special area, X amount of people could only fit in that little hubbed area.
They're going to pack you in.
They did pack us in. It was amazing.
That's the whole thing, is then on top of it all, you're stuck in there.
You are stuck in there because you can't move, and you're with 50, 100 other people, and you can't move. So like I said, if those tall men get in front of you with the kids on them, it's not like you're going to move to another location. We were stuck on the grass in the back behind them, and I kept swinging left and right trying to see better, trying to find another short person. That's really what I was looking for, another short person that I could get behind.
Yep.
and just see the fireworks. But once you're in there, and the people we were with said the same thing, they would not fast pass it again. But you know what? Try it once, see what your experience is, but get to the front when those fireworks are coming. I mean, you always want to be in the front anyway.
I know.
But I guess our best tip also for fireworks viewing that we figured out was over by where the souvenirs are in the Big Top Circus.
Oh yeah, the Big Top Circus behind, on the other side of the castle behind it, is a fantastic viewing area for the fireworks.
I mean, we found that out by accident one night when we were back in New Fantasyland, and we were in that tent and we were in the circus, just bumming around by Dumbo and everything. All of a sudden, the fireworks started going off. We couldn't even get over to Cinderella's castle. We had one of the greatest views I think we've ever seen. I mean, honestly, because really the fireworks are not going off behind Cinderella's castle. It's very deceiving looking. They're really not. They're more over by past where Space Mountain, I mean, over in that kind of general area, and they just kind of shoot towards Cinderella's castle, but it looks like they're right there coming from the castle, and they're really not.
No.
So check out different locations as you're walking around.
The only thing going off near the castle are the ground effects.
Right. And the whole thing
is... And even those are behind the castle.
Most of the people are running towards the castle and that area and now the hub. If you stay over in where Dumbo is and the Big Top Circus area and everybody's running away from you, you'll have good seats, nobody crowding in front of you. Sit on the wall there and just enjoy with your family. And that's what we did. So it's just amazing. You've got to constantly try new things and see what works best for your family. But that was our experience. So take that as you will.
Yes. So I guess that about wraps it up for us today.
Yes.
The lesson from all of this is please follow Diane at MouseFanDiane on Periscope. You will see some great things, especially with Star Wars weekends coming up.
Yes.
And you can also follow at ParkTalk Podcast on Periscope, and I will be periscoping my heart out of Star Wars weekends and D23.
Coming up next month. Boy, that's coming fast, isn't
I know.
it? May is going to be a very busy month, Disney fans. I should say Star Wars fans.
Yep, less than a month to the first Star Wars weekend.
I'm very excited. I cannot wait to see what they're going to do and what they're going to say and what they might reveal. And the new merchandise, too, of course.
The new merchandise, which they were showing some of it at Star Wars Celebration. So they were showing some of the merchandise for Star Wars weekends. Looks just fantastic.
It does.
There's a Darth Vader Duffy.
Oh my, really? We'll be spending a small fortune at Star Wars weekends.
I love Duffy.
So again, you can follow me at MouseFanDiane. I also do Vines at
Disney Crazed Mouse
Fan. I apologize. Yes. It's all on my blog, candoitmom.com. Candoitmom.com can lead you to all our social media outlets. YouTube, we do a lot of videos from the parks on YouTube. So check out my page there, Diane McGuire, and Twitter. What else? Oh, Instagram.
You can find all of that on candoitmom.com.
Yes. Vines, Instagram, YouTube.
Facebook,
everything. We have everything. And now on Periscope. So follow along. And as we love to tell you, thank you guys so much for following us and talking to us and tweeting to us. We love your questions. You guys
do.
are awesome. We
You
really appreciate your listening to our podcast. And please give us a rating on iTunes. We would really appreciate it. So we bid you farewell. See you later, Disney fans.
Some imagination, huh?